Hey Hokko Life fans, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we are going to be doing some fishing. Now, some of you have said that fishing is one of those things that you just can't quite get the hang of. So we're going to show you today just how easy, maybe easy is not the right word, but we're going to show you some really cool things to look out for and a little trick that I like to use, and we'll show you some commonly done things that may make fishing a little bit adversarial for some. So, see the fishy shadows. I always try to go off to the side or up to a little bit just to kind of get their attention. So now, when the fish finally bites, there's a little moment where you can actually get a treasure chest all the time. So there's that little bar at the bottom of the A button, right? If you hit that bar all the time, you will get a chest. Now, the mechanics of this, what I kind of like to do is I kind of like tap the directional arrow where it's showing me. Like, I kind of just tap it so that the uh it's easier for me. But there are some, hey Darius, if you don't have the fishing pole, wait for this guy to show up and he will give you your fishing pole. So, another little common thing that people do when they're fishing is, I don't know about you, but I sometimes have a trigger finger, and sometimes I don't always wait for it to uh, fully go down because I always feel like I'm going to miss that little intermediate step. And then sometimes I'll just hit the A button and then. So another thing is you got to watch that bar right below the blue counter, because if you see if it gets too close to the red and you get that little, those question marks, right? Those exclamation points, that can happen. If you're holding the button down too long, the line will snap. So that's kind of why I always just kind of tap it. I'll tap it, I'll hold it for a little bit, but I'll definitely always watch that gauge on the bottom of the fishing line, because super, super important, especially if you're doing like a fishing tournament or if you're doing a fishing challenge. Um, a lot of times it's imperative to make sure that you have that fish on the line. So we're going to let this fish attach. There's the A. See, we did it again. So we always get that treasure chest. Now there are mayor merits that require you to fish up 20 treasure chests. So this little tip is always, always, always going to help get that treasure chest all the time. You also want these boots too, because you're going to need a mayor merit for those as well. Fishing is really, it's not as daunting as people think it is. There are some times where you just cannot get the right angle, you can't get the right direction, and if your reflexes are about as bad as mine, sometimes getting it to where you want, when you're fishing up those treasure chests, sometimes you'll either hit it too soon or too late, um, and that is always been a struggle. So as soon as you get more comfortable with kind of gauging that little bar down at the bottom, you can hold that Joy-Con button a little bit longer, just kind of gauging where you're going and how you're doing. It's really, really simple. It's super, super quick. And before too long, once you get the perfect cast, right? And as soon as all of the little fishies have decided that they love you, they will come around, or they'll be like that fish and just completely ignore the fact that you're alive. And then you just have to take it out and recast it. Always, though, keep in mind of your mayor merits. Now, there are ones where you can unlock more bait, which by the time you do your first fishing tournament, you should have the worm bait unlocked. Um, so definitely start fishing for those 25 fish. You only need 25. It doesn't have to be 25 unique ones. And definitely start digging those holes so that you can get those worms. And that'll be the first thing that you need to do in order to unlock that bait. And then you'll get the bait as you do more. And I promise you, you're going to get so addicted to fishing. Addicted to fishing? There's words. I know words. We know words. Fishing is not as I don't want to say controversial, but it's not as hard as it is in some other simulation games. And trust me, in no time at all, you will be a fishing master. Thank you guys so much for watching this little video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.